Welcome back to another episode of Taking Toys Too Seriously, and today we are talking about Hasbro's plastic-free packaging initiative. It is great for the planet. I love it, but also it has problems. So, personally, I am a recycler. I love recycling. I feel like it's the best thing that we can do to help the environment. If you have something you can recycle and you're throwing it in the trash, please don't. Put it in the recycling. I recycle all my toy packaging, and I think that this plastic-free packaging is a great idea. I feel like this is the way to move forward. I think this is how things should be, because the plastic, it's just going to fill landfills. It is. The plastic is not as recyclable as the cardboard. Some of the plastics are, but plastic is just bad for the environment in general. And I think, honestly, our toys don't need to have plastic showing in some instances. However, one thing that Hasbro has already very nicely confirmed is that figures where seeing the item through the package is a part of the product, like the vintage collection here, will not go plasticless. Vintage collection and other retro stylings will always have a plastic bubble. They said that this is a part of the product. Many people keep these in the package, and I believe this is a good idea. I mean, also, the plastic is already like a form of recyclable plastic, so that is good. It does have a little recycling logo there, so it shows you. So, yeah, I'm very happy that they're not totally getting rid of plastic. However, I feel like action figures like these, where everyone's going to open these up. I mean, come on, that's the whole point of Marvel Legends. You open them, you pose them, you have fun with them, you take pictures. That's the point of Marvel Legends. Transformers are also, in my opinion, meant to be played with. You open them, you transform them. I don't really feel like that's, something that's very necessary to have with the plastic bubble. However, I do need to acknowledge that this really hurts carded collectors. They are losing something that they used to have. They can't just look at a Spider-Man in the package anymore. It's behind cardboard. That's really unfortunate. Carded collectors are losing a big chunk of what makes their collecting enjoyable for them, which is unfortunate. I really think it is. However, I'm not as much of a carded collector. I do keep some things carded, like I actually am keeping that Stormtrooper Commander carded. However, I feel for you guys. You like having stuff in the package. That's just how you are. I'm not here to, criticize it or say, that's not how you collect, blah, blah, blah. Like, I personally think Transformers are meant to be opened and played with. But if you collect Transformers and keep them in the box, awesome. That's how you do it. I'm not going to tell you how to collect. I feel my way, you feel your way. I'm not going to tell you. I will definitely acknowledge that this plastic-free packaging is not good for you. And I really do feel bad. However, I feel like I said, the whole point of toys is that we open them up and we play with them. And even though I must acknowledge that this does hurt carded collecting, I do still feel like this is the way to move forward. However, is Hasbro doing it correctly? That's the question. Are they doing it correctly? In some ways, I feel like they are. Take this Shore Trooper pack, for instance. This is like an online exclusive. You order this. It's like Disney Store and Hasbro Pulse. Basically, it's just a way to build your army. I had it backwards. That's funny. You open it up. They're all just in this tissue paper tomb. They're not in there anymore. But yeah, they're just in tissue paper and cardboard. And you don't need to see them. They're online figures. You don't need to see it. I feel like for online exclusives, this is the way to go. I have no problem with it. Like, I think I've got something else here. It's kind of buried. I'm not going to get it out. I've got a Transformers Online exclusive that's in the package and you can't see them. I think that's fine. If there's any issues with the item, I mean, it came directly from the retailer. There would be no opportunity for tampering. If there's an issue, it's a quality control issue, and you should be able to get a replacement or your money back. Now, granted, quality control will definitely need to go up because without being able to see the items clearly, the manufacturers and the quality control team will struggle to see issues. So, for instance, with this Renew Your Vows set that I got, Spider-Man's toe joint was about to come off. That would not have happened if it was in the window and the quality control team would have seen, oh, that toe's about to come off. However, this This set right here is where the problem lies. So this cardboard is very nice and very solid and durable. Like, it's hard to tear, it's very good quality. Same can be said for this Transformers box I'll talk about here shortly. However, trying to open this, it tore because this cardboard is so cheap. Like, someone could easily just tear into this, grab the figure, and run. Another thing too, let's just finish tearing it. How it's packed, you know, it's just tape. There's this tape that you cut, and someone could very easily and carefully cut that tape and swap it with something else and return it to the store. This is something that I purchased at a retail store. I feel like there's so many opportunities for theft here. There's cutting the tape and replacing it with something else. There is how easily tearable it is. It's not good. This is a very bad implementation. Another thing too, the package just looks bland. It's just CGI renderings of the figures. I feel like they should have done something more. Like, honestly, a huge thing with Marvel Legends is articulated comic book art. Hire some ACBA artists to take your pictures, because that would be amazing. Now, granted, I'm sure they're like, oh, we're not far along enough in the process to do that. Come on. You can do that. What are you talking about? So yeah, I feel like way more interesting packages, less terrible, no tape. Because one thing that Lego does, Lego has the punches, where like to open it, you have to actually damage the box by punching holes into it. I think that is a great way to deter theft and like, oh, this thing has been tampered with. Also, the cardboard needs to be better. This cardboard is too cheap. Yes, it's recyclable, but it's too cheap. Let's talk about a good one here. Let's talk about this Creatures Collide box. I haven't even opened this yet, actually. I bought it a few weeks ago and I haven't even opened it. So let's start. The cardboard is much better quality. You can see the rivets in it. It's a lot less easily torn. Now granted, you could still tear it, but it's a lot less easy to tear. Another thing too, yes, it is still taped. That is something that I feel like they should not do with packages like this. They need to get rid of the tape, and they need to have the hole punches, and the boxes need to be glued. But one very cool thing that this set does, you can still see the figures. There's holes on the top. So you can see there's Skywasp's head right there. Like, you can actually see the figures. There's Goldbug right in there. You can see them. So that, in my opinion, also is a great way to make sure you are getting what you are buying in a retail store. Having little holes where you can see through it. Now, those holes, like I said, someone could grab, like put their finger in it, tear it, and rip the figure out. However, they're working on ways to ensure that the figure is more secured inside the package, other than just being in tissue paper in a cardboard tray. They are actually working on patents for designs to keep the figures more secure in the package. That's awesome. But I feel like this plastic-free packaging has a ways to go. This, in my opinion, is one of the best examples of it, because you can still see the package, or you can still see what the contents of the package, and the cardboard is more durable. But like I said, I still feel like someone could cut that tape and very easily remove the items and replace them with something else. I feel like the items, they need to be put in a way where they are very difficult to replace. If you are returning the item and you've already opened it, it's because it's damaged and it's not resellable. One thing I hate about swappers, they return it to the store and they're like, oh, there's nothing wrong with it, even though it's very clearly a cheap wrestler you got at the dollar store. Yeah, there's a ways to go with this plastic-free packaging. What do I think they should do to get us where we need to be? Online exclusives. This is perfectly fine. I just feel like the quality control needs to be a little more rigorous and a little more demanding for the fact that retailers won't be able to catch if there is an issue. It's only at the factory, and once the consumer gets it in their house and they open it up. Those are the only times where quality control can be assessed. I feel like the QC at the factories needs to be improved. Or, I feel like another thing, there should be holes. how will these holes necessarily work? I feel like the holes here are pretty well done. However, I still feel like there is a chance for theft. They could easily tear into it. I definitely feel like the figures need to be nicely secured inside the package. Let's just say I don't want to walk into Target and see this, because I feel like I would very easily see this if I walked into a Target. I feel like people already have. I'm sure you go on Instagram, someone has already seen this at a Target, where someone just ripped open the box, took the figures out, and just left it there. You could, let's just say, I feel like a thief could probably pull this off in less than 20 seconds. If no one's looking, they could, pull them out, pocket them, they're done. They just got $54 worth of action figures totally for free, with a little 5-finger discount. I do not condone this. Don't steal your fucking toys. Buy them. Okay, so this plastic-free packaging thing, it's the future. It's what we're going to see moving forward. I'm very happy it's not going to be on vintage collection and retro cards, because I feel like that is a part of the figure experience. Every time I buy a retro Marvel Legend, I buy 2 because I keep one in the box because I love the box that much. The box is a part of the item. I just feel like there needs to be theft protection. There needs to be ways that they make sure that this is not easily doable. I feel like they're not there yet. I think they're implementing this plastic-free packaging before they are ready for it. For online and online exclusives, I think they're ready. But for retail releases, this is one of the very first retail release Marvel Legends items in plastic-free packaging, there's issues. There's issues. I saw a story on Instagram. Someone was going through various Targets. The first 2 of this that they bought were swaps. And the only reason they got one that was not swapped was because an employee took it from the back for them. Thankfully, I found this in stores, and I looked over it very carefully. I determined it hadn't been tampered with, and thankfully it was not. But, man, all it takes is a swapper getting to it before you, and you'll buy a new Marvel Legend, and you'll open it up, and you're like, oh, that's a nice Brock Lesnar. Man, the future of the toy industry is definitely changing. And plastic-free packaging, like I said, I think this is good. I'm happy that Hasbro has made this decision. However, I think they're jumping the gun, and I think they need to do a little bit more research, and they need to get theft protection things implemented. So yeah, I think at the retail level, Hasbro is jumping the gun. I don't think they are ready for this. I don't feel like the cardboard's good enough quality. I don't feel like there's enough theft protection measures. This is so easy to steal. And that's why I feel like other companies might be rolling it out a little more slowly. They might be doing more research into it. I just think Hasbro's doing this probably for a tax write-off and kind of as a, business political statement, like, oh, we're going green with our boxes, even though we haven't done enough research to really have it ready quite yet. I mean, I think the Creatures Collide set's a pretty good implementation of it. However, this is horrible. So, with that being said, there we go, guys. There is my thoughts on the plastic-free packaging initiative that Hasbro's been rolling out. I think this is the way to move. This is good for the environment. I think it's good for collectors at the end of the day, but not today. Because today we are dealing with the issues that are coming with Hasbro pulling this out before they are ready to do so. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about the plastic-free packaging. I know it does kind of stink to not be able to see your action figures in the stores like you're used to, but I think if we get interesting boxes... Another thing, too, I didn't even talk about. Look at how cool that box art is on the Creatures Collide set. If I was a kid and seeing that, I would love it. Not CGI renders of the action figures. We need cool box art, man, if we're going to be selling this stuff. That's what we need. I mean, look at classic He-Man boxes. That art is iconic. Classic G.I. Joe vehicles. The art, too. We need nice art. And this is awful. This is not good. So, I am very happy that I made that final point because I almost forgot to make that point. We need nice artwork, too. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think about the plastic-free packaging. I'm happy they're keeping it where they're keeping it. I think it's great for online, but I don't think it's ready for retail quite yet. Alrighty, thank you guys so much for watching. Special shout out to the patrons of Patreon. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Alrighty guys, there we go. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.